Hi guys, it's Krista from Playing with a Purpose. It's Saturday morning and I have a lot of little jobs to complete today, and I thought it would be a perfect day to take you along to see what some of my typical Saturdays look like. If you're new here, my name is Krista and I'm a childcare provider for up to 5 children, and on my channel you'll find tips and tricks, all things related to childcare, shopping hauls, and the odd family vlog. So the first thing I'm going to do is sort my laundry and get that going. And then I'll just take you around and show you what I'm up to. I wanted to show you this new laundry soap that I got at Costco. I really love it so far. It's got like a very slight scent, magnolia and lily. I love that it's got clean ingredients and it's a more natural product, and it's a great big container, so I think it's gonna last a long time. I made a bunch of makeup marks when I was doing my makeup. I had spilled some in my bathroom sink and I wanted to get that cleaned up. And so I think I'm gonna wash my makeup brushes while I'm at it. So let's get started. So I usually wash my makeup brushes with olive oil and a little bit of dish soap. So I'm gonna see if that also helps remove the stains in my sink. So that worked really nicely. I probably should have done this in the reverse order. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash my brushes now. I have this little silicone pad that I use. So I just mix some dish soap and some olive oil and put them on my brushes, and then I just wash them on this. If you're like me, one job turns into 5 more jobs, and I'm only at the beginning of my tasks for today, but I just thought I'm in my bathroom anyway, so I'm gonna give it a quick little overhaul. I'm not gonna do a deep clean or anything, but I'm just gonna quickly wipe down everything so it's fresh for the week. So I came in here to clean out my sink and my makeup brushes, but I just quickly tidied up my bathroom. And so I'm happy I just took the extra few minutes to tidy it up, because now this can be another job checked off my list. Over the course, my youngest daughter has been moving out over the course of this past week, and so things have been kind of a little bit chaotic, and so I'm just going to get things kind of put back in its place so I can be in the right frame of mind to continue the rest of my chores. So anytime I find there's a disruption to your regular routine, things can kind of get a little bit out of hand. So just little tasks that you typically do on the daily basis doesn't get done because you're filling your time elsewhere. And so for me this week, I was helping my daughter move, and so a lot of little things just didn't get done. I did some grocery shopping last night and I didn't get my bags put away. I love using these kind of bags for my produce at the grocery store. Not only is it better for the environment, but it also saves you from spending 10 minutes trying to open those little plastic bags. So if you haven't switched over, I highly recommend doing it. Sometimes I like to wash the daycare children's water bottles downstairs, and so I have this tiny little palm olive dish soap that I like to keep downstairs, so I'm just gonna fill it up. I always tell my husband these are my invisible jobs. And now I'm gonna tackle the sink. I find my sink, it's sort of porous and it's a white sink, so it gets dirty really, really quickly. And so I have to kind of keep on that, or else it gets really grungy really quickly. And so I like to use Barkeeper's Friend to clean my sink, and so I'm gonna go and do that now. My first load of laundry is done, so I'm gonna go and get that hung out on the line. And I'm just noticing that I have no laundry basket because my daughter probably has it. I guess I'll just use this basket. I went and saw a naturopath and I had to make a lot of dietary changes. So this has also been a really busy week trying to figure all of that out. But one of the things that's super important is, of course, drinking my water. So I've been really trying to make sure that I got my 8 glasses of water in each day. But it's been super overwhelming. Things like only 1 cup or no cups is even better of coffee a day, which is difficult for me, and no grains, no dairy. And so it's been a really busy last week with, again, my daughter moving out and then all of these dietary changes. I actually don't find getting my water in is super hard. I used to be a really good water drinker and I kind of just fell out of the habit, and so I was probably getting only like maybe 4 cups a day, but I also drank 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day, and as my nutritionist pointed out, that means I had 0 water. So I'm definitely working on that. So I'm gonna go out and hang up the clothes now. I figure while I'm out here, I might as well water my plants. We're still getting a few cherry tomatoes, and so I want to keep them coming as long as possible. My grandson absolutely loves tomatoes, and so it's been really fun watching him enjoy the tomatoes right off the plant. So you can see there's a whole new crop coming here. Lots of couple little red ones that are almost ready to go. This is kale, and I'm finding it a little bit too crunchy at this point. We haven't really used it very much, and you can see that we're getting these little tiny worms on it. And then we have some of this. My husband still eats this, but I've been actually reacting when I eat this. I have oral allergy syndrome, and so sometimes I randomly get allergic to some raw fruit and vegetables, and so for some reason this one has been bothering me lately. And then another container of cherry tomatoes, and then my planter is still going strong here as well. I don't know if it's because my husband's been working really hard on our greenhouse, and so his time has been really split trying to get that working, because we would really like to grow our own vegetables into the season longer. We weren't watering as often as we should. We also didn't amend the soil like we normally do, but our plants just didn't get very big this year, and we didn't get very many beans, and we got like an okay amount of tomatoes, but not nearly what we normally get. So not sure. And also our peppers are super late, and they're tiny plants. I'm not sure what's happening with that. Okay, time to tidy the rest of my kitchen. So given the fact that I can't have as much coffee as I previously have had, I am going to replace that with more matcha and green tea. I absolutely love green tea and I love matcha, and so I'm just going to try to make the shift to having 1 cup of coffee a day and then some green tea or matcha. So I picked up this green tea matcha, and I also have a matcha set that I like to make fancy ones with, and I also bought some, this is like a soy sauce substitute, so I bought this because I really shouldn't be eating soy. And then I also bought some of this dark chocolate chips. It does have a tiny bit of sugar in it, but not very much, and that way if I feel like I want to have a little treat of some kind, I can maybe make something with black beans, make some black bean brownies, or maybe some sort of muffin. And so I just wanted to have some of these on hand. So personally, I've always been a big fan of washing with vinegar. I just add essential oils to make it smell good, so I can use lemon or peppermint or eucalyptus. Like, there's lots of different natural cleaners. And I just took a little bit of a break when COVID hit, because I had a lot of different expectations of me to clean with other products. And so I'm just getting back into more natural cleaning. And I just wanted to say, there's something about using a glass bottle that I just love. And so I purchased these a long time ago so that I could make my own cleaners with my vinegar. But I have to say, these little spray bottles are always breaking, so they don't last very long. So if you know of a really good quality glass bottle cleaning set, please let me know, because I really am disappointed because I'm always having to unscrew the lid and just pour it out on my counter or my cloth. So my kitchen is all tidied up, and now I'm going to tackle the living room. So the living room is now tidied. So I'm gonna go and hang up the rest of the laundry, and then I'm gonna take a lunch break, and then I think I'll head down to the daycare to get that cleaned. I had a new little guy start last week, and I only spent 5 days with him, so I don't really know him that well yet, but his birthday is next week on Thursday, and so I went to Indigo and picked up a little preschool game for him. It's a Pete the Cat pizza game, and I got them to gift wrap it for me, so that little chore is done. I found this super cute scratch and sniff pizza card, so I thought it would be perfect to go along with the gift, and I thought it would be perfect to have pizza for their lunch. We have a bunch of tomatoes that I need to get put in the freezer because we're never going to use all these tomatoes before they go bad. That's the one thing about your produce from the garden, it doesn't last as long as what you get in the stores. So when I can't get to them in time, I like to just put them in the freezer. I just literally wash them, take the stems out and throw them in Ziplocs, and then I use them later in the winter for chilies, stews, spaghetti sauces, and it works out just fine. I usually just use a hand blender, and I don't mind little bits of skin, but some people do, and so what you could do then is just peel the skin off after you cook them. It's pretty simple to get the peels off once they're cooked, but this way it's just quick and easy, and it's faster than canning. We used to try to can everything, but life is so busy, sometimes we just can't get around to all of it. So this is what we do when we're in a rush. Some of the tomatoes had some cracks in it, so I just literally cut that part off and keep the rest. I also have some fresh basil from the garden, so I'm just gonna pop some of those in the bag as well. And then I also have a couple of green peppers, so I'm gonna do those as well. I also put these in the freezer, and they're great to put in your sauces. I also make a stuffed pepper soup, and it works perfect in those as well. So this is all ready for the freezer now. I'm gonna pop these into my fridge. We'll definitely eat that this week. I always throw some gloves on because I actually am so allergic to cutting up fruit and vegetables. When the juice runs into my skin and my eczema, it's like terrible. So I always try to remember to wear gloves. So as I was hanging my washout, I noticed there's these big giant stains on a couple of my shirts. I think it came from the actual washing machine. I have this little stain remover, and it's supposed to get anything out, so let's hope these shirts come clean. I have a routine every Friday. I clean up the classroom. I empty the diaper pail, take out the garbage and recycling, and then I vacuum the floors and I mop them. I usually just vacuum or sweep during the week every time they have a meal or snack, but then at the end of the week I like to do a more thorough clean, and then I clean the bathroom more thoroughly, and then I'll wipe down all the shelves and get everything fresh for the following week. Yesterday, when the children were sleeping, I started doing some cleaning, but I also started to rotate some of our classroom for September, and I didn't get a chance to get all of the cleaning done before the children woke up. So I'm just gonna do that right now, And then I'm gonna head upstairs because I have some outdoor toys that need to have some cleaning up before the winter. Sometimes you wear many hats as a childcare provider. We're the janitor, we're the cook, we're the activities planner. We look after all the physical needs of the children. It can be a lot sometimes, but I find the best thing to do is set yourself up a system that works. Just so that you don't get overwhelmed, it's a good idea to just keep a simple routine that you can do every single week the same, and then that way it's not super overwhelming. There are so many things that we do after hours. Newsletters, paperwork, accounting, cleaning, meal prep, shopping, on top of our already long days. So it's a good idea to try to get yourself in a system that works for you, so that if you let yourself get behind, then I find sometimes it can be super overwhelming and it makes me not want to even start. I'm just gonna do a quick mop and then I'll be done in my classroom for today, and I'm gonna head upstairs and I want to get all the water table toys kind of cleaned up for the season. I find September can be warm, but I'd rather just get those kind of things put away because I don't like having to clean those items when it's super cold out. I usually leave out sand toys and stuff like that still, just more the water play. And then at the end of September, I usually start putting away some sand toys, and I'll leave out bikes and stuff for the children to play with into October and November. And then just before the snow, I'll take away the bikes. And then once the snow flies, we tend to play a lot more in the front yard. So I'm just gonna go get this mopping done and then we'll head upstairs. My husband's been working in the greenhouse all day, and I just want to bring him down some water because it's super hot in there. You thirsty?
Oh, thank you.
So this looks nice.
It's going good. It's got the most of the drip water is working. Where I planted the cucumbers. These are the cherry tomatoes. And the lettuce, which we harvested, so it's not as big as it was. I planted more cherry tomatoes.
90 degrees in here.
Yeah, it's a little too hot.
Hoping to have more vegetables for longer and extend our season, so we planted mainly tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll go into when?
December, hopefully. Anyways.
We're hoping for December, so that would be good.
Did you see the lights yet?
No.
I'll show you. You can't see too good in the daylight, but
Oh, cool.
that's the pro lights.
That's awesome. Also, the food prices have gone up really quickly, so we're hoping that the greenhouse will help save us a little bit of money.
First flowers are starting, so at least the cucumbers will start growing. I'm gonna have to probably manually pollinate them because there's not too many pollinators in here.
How do you do that?
Oh, Q-tip.
Ah, a
What?
Q-tip.
Here's your cilantro. It's coming back pretty good.
Oh, good.
And the basil and the rosemary really took off since the replanting.
That's awesome. We'll have to make some here. Oh, carrots.
Carrots and some onions I'm going to try to plant.
So here's all the water toys and the water table stuff that I need to get cleaned up and put away. So I'm gonna get started on that. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave all this stuff out here to dry. It's amazing how quickly things get yucky. I usually wash these out every single day. I didn't have time to clean them out on Friday and they were already yucky. So they're all cleaned up and my best with the splash pad. I did my best cleaning the splash pad, but I did notice that on the inside, there's some dirt or whatever is growing in there. I hope it's not mold, but it's not on the sides that I've been cleaning. So I'm hoping this is good and it'll be okay for storing for the winter. So now I'm gonna fold some towels and then I have some laminating to do. I just had a little moment. I just realized that I folded my daughter's makeup washcloths for the very last time. She's moving out and it's kind of a strange feeling to know that she's not going to be here every day and we're about to become empty nesters. I absolutely love my family and I love to be close to them, and I'm so grateful that both my girls live super close, less than 10 minutes away, but still the everyday interaction I'm definitely gonna miss. And there's just so many things racing through my mind as I process this new change. And one of the things was when her friends come over, I may not run into her friends as often. But then yesterday, my daughter was coming by to pick up some more boxes, and her best friend Rachel was over. Rachel was leaving. I asked her when I'd see her again because she's moving out of town, and don't worry, I'll be home for Thanksgiving. That makes me super happy that they still feel, even with this change, that they will still come here and visit as well. So a lot of big feelings for me this weekend. I'm trying to embrace it because it's super exciting for my daughter and she's super excited about having a place of her own, but it's also a little bit hard on my mama heart. So now I'm up in my spare room and I'm just gonna do a little bit of laminating. I have some things I wanna do for next week, and so I'm just gonna get that done. And then I'm probably gonna need to start on supper. It's getting late already. I think it's after 5. And I think we might head out to my daughter's new place because she needs our help to get some things settled. So it's still gonna be a busy night. I hope you enjoyed this vlog of what I do on a typical Saturday. Every Saturday is different, obviously, but this is kind of what I do on a Saturday. I just try to catch up and get some things done. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. I'm Krista with Playing with a Purpose. I'll see you next time.